Proudly welcome back to episode 9 of our PMP and CAPM Predictive Questions series. You are standing right now, brilliantly, almost exactly at the finish line. Look at the screen. You are diving into Predictive Question 9. Before we dive into the mechanics, do me a quick favor. Grab your notebook and a pen. I mean it. Actually grab them. We are sketching the temporal architecture of a project today, and there are specific golden rules you'll want to have physically written down. Because by now, you've mastered the core logic. You've navigated project approaches, rigorous change control, and the complex clockwork of earned value that we covered earlier. Now we're zooming in on the absolute heart of the project schedule, understanding the critical path. Today's entire focus is completely dedicated to the critical path method, or CPM. Remember back in episode 3 where we first established the scope management sequence? And just last time in episode 8 where we finally reached the basement, the floorboards of the WBS? Today, we're taking those nouns, the work packages we defined in episode 8, and finally turning them into the verbs of the schedule sequence. This is the moment where conceptually your project becomes real. But before we look at the scenario, let's look at what you will learn in this episode. Take a look at today's focus. We have 3 major milestones to clear. Pen to paper here because this first objective is where most students stumble. 1. We will first master the mathematical definition of critical path, the longest duration sequence. 2. Second, we will understand the inverse relationship between path length and project flexibility, or float. And 3, you will learn how a single day's slip on the critical path translates into an immediate project delay. That is the roadmap. Now, let's step into the scenario and see how you apply this analytical rigor in the real world. We're looking at a construction project to build a new office building. You are managing a construction project to build a new office building. During a project review meeting, you mention you are monitoring the project's critical path and that the team should focus on managing activities along this path to avoid delays. A key stakeholder, unfamiliar with project management terminology, asks, "What exactly does the critical path mean in our project?" How will you answer? How do you explain the invisible engine of the schedule? Here are our 4 potential paths, the strategic options on your grid. Each one sounds structural. Each one uses terms you'll recognize from your studies, but only one is the official definition of reality in scheduling. Let's test each one against PMI's strict rules. All right, the grid is in front of you. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to make your move. Grab that pen we talked about, circle your choice, and then head down to the comment section. Write down why you chose it. Testing your intuition now is how you move from a student to a professional leader. The clock starts now. Let's first review option A. The critical path is the sequence of activities with the lowest cost, and delays in these tasks will increase the project budget. Wait a second. A senior PM knows that the critical path is strictly and exclusively about the time schedule, absolutely not the project cost. While costs are managed via the cost baseline we covered in earlier episodes, the critical path ignores dollars entirely. A critical path can be incredibly cheap or terribly expensive. So that's not quite right. Option A is out. How about option B? The critical path is the sequence of activities that requires the most resources, and it is used to determine the optimal resource allocation. Now, while a critical path undeniably might use a massive amount of physical resources, that's absolutely not the actual structural definition of why the path is famously critical. Don't let the heaviness of resources distract you from the length of time. You manage resources through leveling, but you define the path through logic and duration. Option B is eliminated. Let's explicitly check option C. The critical path is the longest sequence of dependent tasks in a project, and it determines the shortest time possible to complete the project. Now think back to episode 5, where we covered schedule variance. While SV tells us if we are behind our status date baseline, the critical path tells us about our future finish line. This is a truly perfect textbook PMI definition right there. Sketch this in your notes. Draw a box around it. Longest path equals shortest duration. This is the structural heartbeat of the project. Finally, let's look at option D. The critical path is the set of tasks with the least dependency on each other, and they are the easiest tasks to complete. Least dependency? No. These critical tasks are heavily, intimately dependent entirely on each other. They form a rigid chain that notoriously has no chronological wiggle room at all. If one falls, the next is pushed. Option D does not fit the hierarchy of schedule logic. The correct answer to our question is option C. The longest path that determines the minimum duration is the correct answer. You can see the formal definition on screen from Process Groups: A Practice Guide, page 262. That's the anchor. Now let's lock the golden formula into your memory. Recap time. To wrap this up, as a senior PM, I want you to write these 4 golden rules down right now as they appear on your screen. 1. Longest path. Critical path equals the mathematically longest path in the network diagram. Second, minimum duration. It inherently equals the overall minimum project duration. Third, zero total float. It means having precisely 0 float or wiggle room. Remember episode 8, while work packages are the what, these activities on the critical path are the when. And fourth, impact factor. If any single task on that path slips by 1 day, the entire overall project inevitably slips by 1 day. That is the heartbeat of your project schedule. Excellent work. You now have a surgical understanding of the critical path. You have it written down, you have it centered, and you are ready. That structural clarity will protect your project from the chaos of schedule delays. In our final epic episode, episode 10, Schedule Compression, we master the tools to fix a broken schedule. We've found the path today. Next time, we learn the sequence of acceleration. Fast tracking versus crashing. It's realistically the absolute perfect strategic way to powerfully finish out this entire series. I'll excitedly see you right there. Keep building, stay committed. You've completely got this.